mocked up the fuel system. We've got all of our 10AN line here. We've got a brand new fuel pressure regulator that is a lot beefier than the previous one. We've got all of our fittings. We have fuel filters. We've got everything we need to do this stuff.
We're working on here, removing the fuel pump.
Yep, the OEM Z01 pump. Done. This is the fuel sending unit. Two 450 liter per hour pumps with a Kenny Bell booster pump.
So that's the access plate for fuel lines.
This is the access plate for, yeah, all fuel related stuff. Hi, my name's Brandon Schwartz, and this is Signature Motorsport.
Alright, so what's step one with this baby mama?
Well, step one is going to be getting the engine back together so that we can get it back into the car, so we can do our fitment issues with the fuel system. Since we're using a different block for the boosted engine, we have this level aluminum block that we can use for a template.
And then just 2 bolts in so the head doesn't slide off.
4 bolts.
4?
Yep, even pressure, 4 bolts. Not torqued, but even pressure. Old and busted. New hotness.
Yeah, we're test fitting some things. We're getting the new motor and trans mounts. They're polyurethane, but not much. And then the trans mounts are a little softer. I actually don't know what the bushings are in the trans, but regardless, we are testing out these new mounts as well as test fitting for the fuel system. We're gonna drop the tank here right after we get all this fitted up, and we'll be ready to run some AN lines. Here we got our mock engine, which is, I mean, it's basically our engine with the aluminum block. The rotating assembly and iron block are at the machine shop right now. So we're using this mock-up engine. We're gonna throw our intake manifold on once we get it in the car, put our fuel rails on that, and then we'll be able to start really dialing in the hardware for the fuel system.
Okay, get your fingers out of there.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, right there.
Cool. And the other side's in.
The other side's in.
Yep.
So what we have here is a couple Holley EFI fuel rails, upgrading the entire fuel system. The reason we did this is because we want to be able to run that 5/8 bore. This thing's going to be capable of moving some fuel. The fuel system is capable, with the booster pump running at max capacity, of almost 500 gallons of fuel per hour. And with the injectors that we're running, I did the calculation, it's 0.607 gallons per minute per injector at full pulse. So we want to be able to give them as much fuel as we possibly can. And if we keep the fuel flowing, it'll also allow us to have a better chance of keeping that fuel colder. Warm fuel does atomize, but at a certain point you start to lose power if your fuel is too warm.
These things are just annoying.
Yes, they are.
So who knows where it's at?
The utility cart?
Yeah.
Oh, it's over here.
I was gonna say it's not in here.
Maximum operating pressure 500 psi and maximum recommended, 500 psi.
Okay.
Are you okay that it doesn't have?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
2, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. We can do 415. It's just going to require a little more prep.
Yes.
And Keegan's going to hate life. So yeah, these are gonna come up like this. They're gonna come up 180, and then they're gonna shoot into the fuel rail. And then these are both inlets and outlets. And then whatever fuel we don't use is going to return back.
So this is the final mock-up?
Kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of work to be done.
This isn't mock-up, this is still a little bit R&D. So what we're gonna try and get done today is we are gonna get the AM lines mounted to the bottom of the car for the fuel.
You guys just putting the fuel lines back up under the car?
Figuring out where we're gonna put them. What we're doing is we're converting these line retainers to holders on the frame of the car. That way, all the fuel lines stay in place to where we want them to stay. These are usually for separating lines, but I stuck them on my mill at my shop. We milled out the threads and we're welding nuts to the bottom of the car to retain them.
All right, so we started the day off with the fuel system. We started tacking in our nuts for our AN line separators, which is sort of our custom fab solution to mounting these AN lines. We just drilled these out here, tacked nuts to the chassis, and then we were able to bolt those straight through, which is awfully convenient. Now there is still some work to be done on the fuel system. We have a inline fuel filter as well as an E85 sensor that we need to get in line right here. That shouldn't take up too much space, pretty easy. We've got our final couple fittings. We've got our E85 through sensor thing. We've also got a plate for our intake manifold to mount the regulator onto. So we're going to be able to put all of it together, run all the lines, start putting hose ends on AN lines, all that kind of stuff.
First time test fit the hood. Where's the new fuel regulator? You gotta tilt up. Yep.
I'll just be extra support. You go.
You got that end?
Try and realign it.
We take the nap.
Yeah, we got.
Gorgeous.
I don't know if we got clearance or not.
I thought it was gonna be like a few centimeters. Holy.
Yeah, the cowl might need a little cutting, but
Cal will definitely need some.
hood is golden.